Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today we're making Reese's bars. This is a favorite for family reunions, church get-togethers, picnics, just family and friends. Everybody that I have made this for has just loved them. So who doesn't love Reese's bars? Okay, so I'm going to start off. We're going to be using a 9x13 pan, and we're going to line that with parchment paper. And the reason for that is, if you don't, they're kind of difficult to get out. Looks like the end of the roll, but I have enough, so that's great. I'm going to cut some of this off. It looks like I might have too much. And I don't want it hanging out so much that it catches on stuff. The nice thing is that I chose this pan because I have a cover for it, so that when they're done, I can put the cover on it and keep them in the refrigerator. And then I always just take them out a few minutes before serving to let them warm up just a little bit to make them a little easier to get out. But I do store them all the time in the refrigerator. Otherwise, they usually would get too soft. We need softened butter, and I just took this out of the refrigerator. So we're going to open them and stand them up in my bowl here so that they can soften up a little quicker. And I just like to stand them up and prop them up like this a little bit, just so that they'll be able to have air circulate and warm them up just a little bit quicker. Just a little trick. Oops. So I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll continue on. Okay, there are 2 layers to this recipe for the bars. And in the first layer, we're going to start off, I'm going to grind 2 of the little packages that come in a box of the graham crackers. And the easiest way I found to do that is my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can certainly roll them out with a rolling pin, but you want to get them as fine as possible. So in my food processor, I'm just going to use the shredding disc. So it has a slicing side and a shredding side, and I'm going to use the shredding side. Now this will be a little loud when I turn it on. And I'm just going to pulse it. Pulse it just a little longer. Okay, now I'm going to push that back out of the way. We'll use it here in a minute. Okay, now in this bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. So I'm just adding that to my 1 cup of butter in the bowl here. Back to this here in a bit. And 2 cups of powdered sugar. It is a very rich recipe, but it's so good. Hopefully that butter is soft enough. It's not overly soft. So we're going to cream this together. Okay. Looks like it's pretty well creamed together. Get what I can off of the beaters. Okay, so now I'm just going to incorporate a little at a time the ground graham crackers into my creamed mixture. And this will be too thick to use the mixer, so we just want to mix it by hand. Or if you have a KitchenAid, you could probably mix it a little bit, but you don't want to over mix it at this point. You just want to incorporate it in. Okay, looks like it's pretty incorporated. Okay, so now the next step will be to put this layer into my pan and spread it. I need to put some in first just to hold the paper in place. And we're going to work that into the corners. If you're not making this for a whole family, you can cut the recipe in half and use an 8x8 pan rather than the 9x16. Okay, so I smooth it out and try to make the level as even as possible. Okay, pretty good. Okay, we're going to set this aside now and prepare for the top layer. Okay, for this next part, we're going to take 2 cups of chocolate chips. One half cup of peanut butter. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm using the Watkins baking vanilla. It's a gourmet vanilla. We used to have a Watkins dealer that came to our house when I was growing up, and my mother used to buy it from them. It is a very good vanilla. Oh, we have enough out of that one. And I noticed they do sell it, I think at Walmart is where I got this now. But it's a really good vanilla. Okay, so we're going to mix this up. And it's going to be kind of hard to do until it starts to melt. Okay. I'm going to put this in the microwave and melt it a little bit. My microwave is really high, so I'm just going to stick it up there, and I can't remember how much I usually melt it for, but I'm going to try for a minute. Because it does have to melt that pretty good to be able to mix it up. And we use creamy peanut butter for all of this. You'd want to use creamy for the base. But for this part, you can use either the creamy or the crunchy peanut butter. Either would be fine. Let's see if you can really see that better. I don't know if it's quite melted enough to completely mix it. I don't think so. It's doing a pretty good start, but I think I need to probably put it in. I'm going to try for another 30 seconds. Okay. Yes, that stirs up much better. So we want to fully incorporate the peanut butter and the chocolate chips. And I also want to kind of stir them to finish pretty well melting most of the chocolate chips. then we're just gonna, oh, whew, the bottom of that bowl's kind of hot. Kind of like frosting now. A little bit thinner than a frosting because it's warm, it's hot. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to get another spatula out. This don't want to clean it too good. Okay. If you want thicker bars, you could double the top layer. I wouldn't double the bottom layer, it's already pretty thick. Again, I'm going to kind of try to smooth it out as much as I can. Okay, so that's all there is to that. I am going to put a lid on this. I'm going to let it cool just a little bit first on the stove to kind of start hardening up, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator for 1 full hour. And I'll just keep it in the refrigerator when I'm storing it, but I'll take it out of the refrigerator about 10 minutes before I'm going to serve it, and I'll cut it into bars. So I will be back with you once it's good and cold and I'm cutting it up. Okay, so we've had our dinner and showered, and now I've cut them. See, it's very thick on the bottom, so it wouldn't hurt to double it if you really wanted to, the chocolate part. I don't remember it being this thick before, but most people can't eat more than 1 or 2. They are very rich. But like I said, I haven't met anybody that didn't like them and enjoy them. So, yum, yum. So if you're enjoying this type of video, please like, subscribe, and share our videos on your social media. It's the best way you can help us to grow our channel. Thank you so much for watching Jimmy Branch Homestead. Take care and God bless.